for let's say a novice grappler, somebody who's just getting into grappling and they want to start off developing good takedown game, what advice would you give to them? And then and B, what advice would you give grapplers who already have experience grappling but are lacking in their takedowns? What advice would you give them overall to help them get the confidence to develop those takedowns?
So for new grapplers, understand that everything in the beginning is difficult and weird. So that's the best time to start everything, right? So just like if everything feels weird, so just start everything, and then 5 years later, you're good at a bunch of stuff, right? Don't be afraid to go into any territory because it's all weird to you. So just go in there and try it out. Like, don't be scared. It's harder for more experienced grapplers because they forgot what it feels like to not understand something. And so it's scary to go into a territory that's uncomfortable, and like I'm like I said, Sambo Pan Am champion, Jiu-jitsu black belt, mixed martial arts competitor. Like, I've continuously gone in things that I was not familiar with until I was familiar with them. Like, I'm not scared of just not knowing something and just going until you understand it. The key is to not have this pride in what you already have. And like, oh, I understand this. And if I go over there, like, that's I'm somehow losing this. It doesn't work like that. Like, you're not losing anything about who you are, your identity, by developing another skill. Like, I think that's something that a lot of people will, I'll see people post, like, if I have to learn just one martial art, what's the best? I'm like, why don't you just learn all the martial arts? I don't understand the question. It's so weird. It's like, if I only knew, if I only do no-gi, right? If I only do no-gi, I'm like, you only do no-gi, you're training half of the amount of time as if you're doing both. That's the answer. You got 2 days or 3 days a week in the gym, no-gi, 3 days a week in the gi. That's 6 days a week of training. The guy who's doing both is going to beat your ass in no-gi. Do you know what I mean? He's training twice as much as you. So like, now if your gym is set up differently or it's an all no-gi gym, that's fine. But if you're like avoiding classes, it's like, oh, I don't want to go to the judo class, for instance, the Sambo class, I'm working on this. Like, you're like literally not showing up to class, you're training less. That makes no sense, right? You want to train 4 or 5 days a week, then go to 5 classes. Some are probably going to be takedown classes, So don't be scared of not being comfortable. It doesn't last that long. It probably takes, like, if you remember learning jiu-jitsu, it probably took you like a year and a half before you kind of understood what was happening. It will take less than that for stand-up. Definitely less than that. It takes like 9 months for you to be like, oh, I get what's happening. You won't be a badass in 9 months, but you won't be like drowning. You won't be like, I don't understand, the way people feel in the beginning, So yeah, don't be scared. Just go after it, I guess. Now, a big limitation is instructors. Not every gym has the instructors to help their stand-up. I don't know how to facilitate that. So I understand that some people don't have access. But if you have access, if you got that wrestling coach in your gym, like, go to class.
Yeah, I've seen that before, interviews with high-level jiu-jitsu guys who said, well, we didn't have anybody there to teach us takedowns, and so we didn't do takedowns. Instead they, and I've also seen it where they had instructors that tried to teach takedowns but weren't very qualified to teach takedowns, and so kind of they teach some garbage sometimes. And it kind of sort of works for helping, I guess, develop your strategy, to prevent being taken down maybe, but I think it ends up being more counterproductive than anything most of the time. So yeah, and I was thinking about what you said, and there's a compounding effect, that people don't realize. Yeah, you're not going to be good at it right away, but if you keep chugging along at it, you're going to get better and better and better and better. And before you know it, you're competent.